Heroes of all culture, the heroes of the mighty Scotland, the smartest men in all the land, the best looking men in history. Call on for Derek Mingus of Scotland, the greatest podcast ever. Scotland will change your life. Focus Scotland.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Folk in Scotland.
Can I have a moment?
You can have a moment.
What's with this talking? Has anyone, listen to this,
Yeah.
has anyone done a completely silent...
Why's your chair moved?
You must have done it.
Did I move your chair?
You must have.
You're in the wrong place. Do you not notice you're in the wrong place?
I hopped.
That's a bit better.
I never moved the chair. It must have been. When I came in here, it was... Were you sat in my fucking chair?
I don't think I was sat in your
As a
chair.
fish came and you open a tin of tuna.
That is my smell.
Has anyone ever done a silent podcast?
Genius.
All you can hear is just a slight movement in people's chairs.
You know what?
So,
They'd love
and if
that.
you go into a dark room,
They'd
in
love
a
it.
silent room, and you go mad because you can hear your heart beating, your
Yeah.
digestion.
Yeah.
Imagine we make the listeners endure that. They just hear our mechanics
But you
our
wouldn't be able
flesh
to be
mechanic.
quiet for an hour.
easily.
No, you couldn't.
Easily.
You could be quiet
I've been
for an
quiet.
hour.
I remember a day I never spoke. No, not a word.
When I go to
Hold
the
on, have
beach
you
on
said-
my own, sometimes I have to hold my mouth because I'm talking and I don't realise.
I love the way you're saying when I go to the beach on your own, like you've made the decision. The reason you're going to the beach by your own, nobody else is going with you.
Incorrect. I make the adult decision to go on my own.
You have never made an adult decision.
No, I
in your
have not.
entire
I have
life.
not.
We've discussed this before. I periodically I'll sit there and go, I think it's time to get my life in gear.
How old are you?
50.
Yeah.
No, have you ever done that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it's about time I pulled
Every
on.
8 years,
I'll pull on the big boy trousers.
I'm going to do.
Let's.
You change your clothes.
Yeah.
There's no change your attitude.
No.
You're still awful. Nothing's happened.
just
I think
nonsense.
you thought putting a shirt on. This is it.
No. We've discussed this at some length.
Useless.
It's because people came into my work, middle-aged guys with comedy T-shirts, and I looked at them and thought, that's me, and I said, I don't want to be that anymore. It
I
was
don't
quite
have
simple.
a comedy T-shirt.
Every T-shirt you wear, by its essence, is comedy
It's
because you put it
Tank Girl
on you.
T-shirts.
You know Laurel and Hardy?
Yes.
You could put Laurel and Hardy in a very nice suit,
This
an
is-
Armani suit,
This
comedy
is,
suit.
This is not an insult.
Comedy? No, it's not.
It's not an
Not meant
insult.
as
I love
such.
it. I love it.
Hmm.
So,
How's the car out? How's the boat outside?
I haven't seen.
Is
Is
Pug
it-
is
was it
Cum
back?
Wash taking it?
I think he went out to sea and he's never been seen again.
Imagine him in a squall.
Wouldn't that be great?
Imagine. Did what's his name of the IRA blew up? Mountbatten.
Mountbatten,
Was
yeah.
he not on that boat with a couple kids?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was he teaching them? Knots.
It wasn't good. Something like that.
You know, we've discussed at
Yeah.
length. Conspiracies have got really bad.
They have.
Is someone trying to set fire to Keir Starmer's houses?
Yes.
Is that because of grooming gangs?
I believe so.
Right, okay.
They got arrested today or yesterday.
Oh my God. There's a thing. I know we're not... We'll make a pact. We can speak politics if it's ridiculous politics.
If it's ridiculous and you don't get angry about it.
No.
Okay.
I'm angry about everything. I got angry this morning because my toast was a slightly wrong colour.
My toast this morning
Mm-hmm.
was slightly burnt on the edges,
I don't mind burnt toast.
but it was lovely.
Yeah, I don't mind burnt toast.
I like toast
Yeah.
that doesn't look like toast, but it makes the sound.
Yeah, the crunch.
I don't like it
Yeah.
brown in any way.
Yeah.
I like white toast.
The conspiracy-minded people
Yeah.
tend to be on the right, a lot
Okay.
of them. That's just a
very
note,
much- very much
observation
so.
of mine.
Okay.
They think that Keir Starmer and Emmanuel Macron
Mhm.
were snorting coke in front of the world's media.
I saw it. They had Coke.
And they're like that. They have to be hanged because they've got... You're like, are you fucking imbeciles?
Mhm.
You want to step away for the world, and I'm sure this is part of the plan, just to make everyone go, fuck this.
It's working.
Fandabi Dozy,
Right.
the guy that dresses
Yeah.
a Highlander,
Oh, bless him.
he sells a way to live. He's trying to be a cult.
I know he is.
But his whole thing
With
is,
his jock foo.
when things get bad, he calls it his bata. That's Gaelic for stick. It's
Oh.
bata fighting.
And why is it Gaelic? Why is it Gaelic? That's not the oldest language.
No.
Why is it Gaelic?
Bata.
It's only
So
one.
he says, when things are getting bad, what I should have done, watch the thing and people online going, Emmanuel Macron is snorting coke in front of the world media. Hang him. I should have said, fuck this. Got my grab bag. and just walked into the Highlands and just stayed there for a fortnight.
That would work.
That's what he does. He said that's what he does.
Yeah, there's another thing.
Council tax bill come in.
Off the Highlands.
Yeah, burn
He-
my toast.
He lives on fucking porridge, though.
No, that's strictly not true.
What?
Bannocks.
Oh, God.
Have you not seen his Bannock food delivery system?
It's flat, horrible, crusty. It looks like cow shit.
They're like the
And
a cow
porridge.
pat.
Yeah.
He takes them and he says people should. I think he's approached the special forces to say, Ken, when you're in fucking Abu Dhabi, I'll give you one of my
A cow
Bannock.
pat.
A Bannock.
Fuck's sake,
I
he's
think-
an idiot. We'll have to get him on here.
The special creeping kind of that's a special forces sniper. He's creeping through the undergrowth. And he's going to take out a fucking spy, Ken, from 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a wee bit peckish. Takes out his Bannock. Somebody's like, what's that fucking smell?
Smells like burnt shite. Crunch. It's fucking. But there's something else happening with Scottish people at the moment.
Oh, fuck. What?
Now, I was coming down.
I
the
went
road.
past Eden Project the other day.
Nothing.
That's not happening.
It's not happening.
There's nobody.
Oh, right. Before I get on to my story about Highland and Scottish things, I found something out. Site 16,
This
Site
never hap-
17.
this never
All
happens,
the
man.
waterfront.
Uh-huh. Oh, the
The
30-year
stadium,
project.
The 30-year project. Wait. All the sites that are all marked out and they're not built on yet. They've got all the plans
Yeah.
and everything. They've never been sold. They've never been sold. No one's put a bid in. They've been sitting there for years. So these plans where they're saying, oh, the planning permission's there, we're building this stadium, we're building a hotel, it's all fucking lies. They've never had a bid on a single bit of land.
So we've got waste ground.
We've got waste ground. It's going to be fucking car parks. They've never... Right, I found this out.
What the fuck? But somebody's...
They've never been sold.
Somebody's got money off them. Somebody's got money.
Yeah, right, okay.
Somebody's-
There's been a lot of development.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of plans. There's been a lot of posters.
So who owned that land when the council bought it?
I don't know if it's
You know
always
what I
been
mean?
council land. I don't know the history of it. But they've got these big sites for development.
30-year
They've
plan.
never been sold. They've been how long have they been there now? No one's even had a sniff at them. They don't want them,
Dundee's like Elon Musk.
right?
We're like an Elon Musk in
Yes,
concrete.
here's the next thing. They said, oh, what we can develop here, right? Here's an idea.
We've made a beach.
Yeah, we've got a beach and it's just full of dog shit. Now, here's the next thing.
Some of my shit there.
The posters they put up
Oh, the
with all the...
no, it's called a rendering.
A rendering, okay.
A rendering.
The rendering.
An AI rendering.
The rendering was what could be there.
Potential.
Now, I remember
Is
them
that blue
saying,
sky thinking?
here's what's happening. But no, they said, here's what could be here. Now,
Could. Oh, that's a lot of heavy lifting.
Right.
And could.
in these fucking renderings, every single thing was a lie. Because if you look back at the original ones, the V&A was a different shape.
Oh, it was sticking out in the
It was
tail
out
like
in
an
the sea.
island.
And then they couldn't do it, so they brought it onshore. And then they went, well, we still need it on the tail
It
bit.
just sticks
So they
out.
built it out 6 feet.
When you run a hot bath and you
Mm-hmm.
just put your foot in,
Yeah.
the V&A is just dabbing a
That's
wee
it.
foot in. You know why they never built it in the tay?
Why is that?
It was going to be out, jutting,
Mm-hmm.
thrusting out into the tay.
Yes.
To build it, they would have had to build a causeway.
Mm-hmm.
For health and safety, 2 causeways. Couldn't afford the second causeway.
And I knew this was happening.
Yeah.
And you want to know why?
Why?
I'd cycle past every night. And they had a little platform. And this platform, like a little tiny oil
Aye,
rig,
yeah.
was to test the bedrock.
Nothing.
It went
Whoosh.
there one day and it sat in the same spot with no one touching it for a year. I went, I'm making assumptions here, lads. They're not looking at the bedrock. It was never going to
It'll be
happen.
old spent televisions.
£1,000 a day.
Old spent televisions and fanny pads.
That's all
the
there is.
basis. There's no
So-
life in the tay.
They've never sold a single bit of land. The stadium, right, we know it's not
The
coming.
thing is, though, here's the plan, though.
What's this?
You're like some council, high hygiene of the council. You're
Yeah.
like that. I'll be retired in 10 years. I'll be living in Costa Rica.
That's right.
30 years. Dundonians. God, that's 10 generations of Dundonians.
20.
They'll have forgotten.
Yeah, they won't
They'll
know.
have forgotten.
Look, we just went through
What a
when it was
scam.
COVID, when they were going after council workers for corruption.
Hmm.
And everyone just retired and they went, well,
Oh, no, there's people should be
just
jailed.
forgot about.
It's like that Grenfell disaster.
Yeah.
Not a single person's got in trouble.
And they knew
They
it was
knew.
dangerous stuff.
Folk should be in jail.
They should be in jail.
Folk, if you ran some bairn down,
Yeah.
you'd get the
I'd
jail.
have a word.
You could burn a house to the ground with 400 people in it. Oh, fuck.
Fine, these things happen.
Jeez, I know you've been a bit tired. It was a Friday.
Yeah.
You're needing him.
And you don't work there anymore, so there's nothing
There's
we can
nothing
do.
we can do.
Fucking mental. So it turns out the £1
I was looking
billion
forward to it.
pounds.
I was looking forward to it on my 80th birthday.
Yeah.
Just wandering doing the 30-year plan.
And you go, oh, this looks great. It'll be car parks.
I want to
There's-
be... Kind of coffee's not going to be any. By 80, if I drink a cup of coffee, it'll
Now
come right
I
in
think the
Mars.
council are going to regret that we were going to have the tallest skyscraper in the UK.
The skyscraper was never happening.
Listen, I don't care
that
if it was.
never happening.
But
Nobody
the
believed that.
skyscraper is more likely than anything now because at least the
But they've got these
skyscraper had businesses
they've got
behind
these
it.
parcels of land with like chipboard fencing round it.
Ugly.
Ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
There was a guy who worked for the council and he was going doing their cleaning one day, going about, and a gate opened and a woman came out in her bathrobe and her cleaning her teeth. There was a gypsy encampment in there.
Nobody
They'd-
knew.
They'd cut the padlock. They were living in there. Nobody'd spotted them. They'd no flown a drone over.
Well, this is
They
where
were
you
there
need
for
drones.
years.
Look,
Camperdown, there's a campment there. There's like 30 caravans.
There always
and a
is.
Shetland pony. No, but right in the middle of it.
oh, those guard ponies will chase you.
But they were getting to do some festival down at Camperdown.
Oh,
They'd
that's-
all planned.
Yeah,
They've had to
happening.
cancel it.
It's fucking
Could you know
mental.
say to people, guys, there's a festival coming.
You got
Could
to move.
could you just move out? Come back afterwards. We've put a lot of time. No. Oh, there's nothing we can do.
Nothing we could do.
Nothing we can do.
It's fucking crazy. So we have been told for
Let
years
the wolves out.
we're getting this coming, we're getting
Yeah,
that
yeah,
coming.
Promises.
The land has never been sold. It's not
What?
gifted
No,
to these places. They
no.
have to buy the land.
Yeah.
So it's
They've
never
built-
happened.
They've built.
It's lies.
There's a V&A, which I don't think's as busy. I think it's peaked.
Mm-hmm.
Next to it, there's that kind of large office building. They've built another office
Another
building.
office building.
And I think there's going to be shops.
it's nonsense.
But the high street of Dundee is
It's
essentially
dying.
dead.
It's well dead.
But the
yeah.
thing what we'll do is we'll just build shops next to a dual carriageway. That'll work.
exactly.
And I think they're putting shops next to the Caird Hall as well.
What? That's to draw people down to Slessor
Just-
Gardens, which is just a bit of fucking.
Just
They call it
gardens.
gardens, and it's just a bit of grass.
Yeah.
It's and it's in between 4 dual carriageways.
Yeah, no walkways.
No walkways, so kids are running onto the road. It's terrifying.
It's mental.
It's fucking crazy.
They need
So-
to just really improve the high street. Just
No.
clean it.
I think so. Now, to go back to the next problem,
So there's
Scotland.
Scotland.
there's a new phenomenon
And where's this? Which part of Scotland?
all over,
Jesus.
right? And on the radio, I heard the song, and I went, ding, 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 ding. And it's young guys, and they're in a band, and they're going...
Not bothy ballads.
But they're going on, yeah, and they're going, and this Highland girl, and I was kissing her by the heather fire, by the snowy mountains, with the sound of a piper and an eagle and a castle and a cannon and a sinking boat. And it was any fucking Scottish words in a row stuck together.
AI'd. Is it AI?
It sounded it. And I'll tell you, this is getting bigger and bigger. Now, this is made for American women that are coming here on a bus tour because they read the Outlander books. That's what they're all about. They're sponges fucking soaking when they hear this music.
Have you ever heard
It's
the song?
ridiculous.
I heard the song "Rootin' About in the Heather."
This is the sort of
I'm
thing.
rooting about in the heather.
Oh my God, I hate this fucking
We
shit.
grew up. We've spoken about this before. How destroyed we are. I know we're failures, but it's not our fault.
I'm proud of it.
It's because
And
of
I
the
blame you.
television. But remember the White Heather Club?
Oh God, yeah. That
I
was,
think in Edinburgh there's a bus tour you can go on, and you know who does the voice for it?
Who's that?
Eddie Reader.
Oh no.
Wild Lang Syne, my love.
Oh, I had a song
We are big-
35 years
big-
ago.
A big fucking tin opener chin.
Big.
But it makes me absolutely
It's the
my
tweeness.
shoulder blades
It's
grind
the
together
tweeness.
so much. But I thought we'd largely got rid of all this shit. But
No,
no, it's still
making
there.
a comeback. And there's because I heard one. I was in love with a Highland girl or something, or lass, like last year, and that was doing the rounds.
Well,
and now there's another one about. And we were sitting by the Heather bonfire. A Heather bonfire,
I'd say aye.
right? We're sitting by a Heather bonfire, kissing to the sounds of a piper. You're what the fuck?
Sit-
Fucking hate it.
Sitting by a heather bonfire, picking ticks out of my sporran.
Because they do get up there.
There's a lot of ticks.
They get up there. You'll get the old Lyme's
imagine.
disease.
It's like a fucking bunch of grapes
Your
under
ankles will swell.
Scotland, man.
I fucking can't
It's
stand this
awful.
shit.
I thought it was largely dead. It's a fact. If you see someone that wears a kilt day to day out with his work,
Yeah.
they're a maniac, an absolute fucking maniac.
I was at the market, right? At the weekend, went very well.
Ah,
4 people,
just
men, kilts.
They were English, were they?
I don't know where they were from, but they were kilts.
Probably English.
They had the waistcoat, the tie, the bonnet, everything. What the fuck? What the fuck? It's a sunny day. Get your shorts
One
and
of
a
the
t-shirt
one of the
on,
most
maniac.
cringy moments I ever had. Remember, can that guy Howie? He's the Edinburgh guy, the kilt shop. His dad was an old-fashioned kilt maker guy,
Right, okay.
and old Howie was trying to like legitimise the kilt.
Leather kilts.
Leather kilts,
Yeah.
plain black kilts, and the had like was it the Mobos or someone was in Glasgow or Edinburgh, and Vin Diesel,
Yeah.
and he had a kilt on. It was just fucking awful.
I remember, was that
Can the
the...
kilt what they do in New York for Scotland Day, and it was
Oh,
John Swinney in a
God.
kilt.
There's nothing worse. When I was in America, everyone said, "Oh, we didn't realise what day it was. We could celebrate." And I went, "What day is it? Like someone's birthday? Did I miss it?"
Yeah.
No, it was Scotland Day. The traditional Scotland Day that no one in Scotland said. They have a march in New York.
Yeah,
The First Minister was there at the front of it. Pipe bands,
think
everything.
about it.
No one's ever heard of it.
Alex Salmond was there. Darius Dinesh was at it.
Holy shit.
Both dead. What
No-
happened there?
There's
What
no
did-
such thing as a coincidence.
What did they see?
Holy shit.
What did they see?
They knew this AI music was coming.
No, but I've spoken about this before. Americans don't know where Scotland is.
This is true.
During Brave, they went up to people, "What's Scotland to you?" And they're like, "Excuse me?"
A lot of people
And
say
the-
Canada.
The most they could think was Scotch-Irish. They
Yeah.
went Scotch-Irish.
Yeah,
They
which
had a
I don't know
feeling
what that is.
No, it's Scot. I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Nobody.
And
That's
nobody knows
what-
what Scotland Day is.
That's the great thing about America. It's the bethickening.
Yeah.
You travel to America and you bethicken. You
The
just
people I was with, bless them, they were lovely.
Yeah.
They came in with plastic flags
Oh.
that they got. And it was little line rampant and a little St Andrew's cross, and they put it in a cake. And I'm like, I don't
so
understand
you
what's
just
going on.
You utterly. How many generations would it be to de-Dundee you if you'd ever had children? You know, is it one generation you just de-Dundee somebody?
Yeah, you just
Ken-
let them watch Neighbours long
Ken
enough
people
and their
that
accent
go,
changes.
people that go to Australia. There was a guy coming to my work a few years ago, and he'd been to
Oh,
Australia.
me, no, I disappear instantly.
He'd been
I know what you mean.
he'd been 50 years in Australia, still had a strong Dundee accent.
No,
Yeah,
I,
like
I evaporate.
Yeah.
It was only after a few months
Mm.
in the States, my accent was just
Told you
fading
about the lassie
instantly.
that went to America, and
I
she came
assimilate.
back. She came back after a week and she had an American accent, which she has to this
Would
day.
she be 13 or 14 about that
Ah,
age?
yeah, about
Yep,
that age.
that's when it happens.
No, it's a fucking weird thing.
No,
No,
it's
so
awful.
they're trying to. When people get nostalgias, we've spoken about this before, about how the world's we're being triffidized.
Yes.
And my theory is that the world, the powers that be, for some reason, are trying to make us all just live in a world of 1950s fairs. Like they tried to
Yeah.
push this VE Day.
Yeah.
And I told you, there's too many heroes left.
Okay.
I sent you a picture of a guy with
A guy
lot
with
of
500 medals.
Lot of medals.
He had them along his hat.
I just don't believe in medals. My granddad never even collected these medals. My dad sent away for them for some reason.
Mhm.
Sentiment. But like my granddad wasn't interested. But anyway,
Okay.
they spoke as if there was going to be this outpouring of nostalgia and people were going to be in the streets.
Nobody
it
cared.
It didn't happen at all. As
Yeah.
much as the BBC would want you to
Pushing
believe.
it.
And they showed one village, but it was in Dorset or something.
Yeah, where they
and they're
don't know
all
any
out
better.
on the cobbles.
Yeah.
But what was weird was after the Second World War, you think, oh, people had been out in the streets and there was street parties. People were just wanting to go on with life.
They were like, I'm
They'd
done.
had enough of this shit.
I'm done.
The last thing they wanted to do was remember the war.
They were traumatized.
Yes.
They were destroyed. A destroyed generation.
yeah.
They were wanting to get on with their
Well,
life.
Think about we've had it easy. Ken, we're too old to fight now.
Mm-hmm.
In our fighting years, there was nothing happening.
Mm-hmm.
We dodged a bullet. But if you'd been young enough, you got caught up in the First and Second World War.
I know. My granddad,
Oh,
after he was done with the war, he just became a bus driver.
yeah,
And he killed more people being a bus driver than he did in the war.
yeah.
He killed 2 people.
Did he?
Yeah. And I've often think of that. Was that a skill that just a muscle memory that carried on? He just saw like German tanks in front of him, but it was just a woman with a pram. I don't know. I can't speak for him.
Yeah, but what was a hot? I'd never liked the cenotaph stuff because Britain is so good. We pride ourselves in being very good at these memorials.
Yeah.
But the problem is, we went on holiday to France and we saw my dad's uncle had been killed in the First World War, and we went to see his grave. And I remember even as a kid, these white graves, beautifully lawn, it was just lovely. And you thought, but this is wrong because
Yeah.
it makes war so, it beautifies the whole thing.
Yes.
And these
it
poor
does.
young men got
And
obliterated.
the use of a word, sacrifice.
Yeah, they obliterated them, and all you get is this little well-maintained bit of lawn.
And you have to remember in World War II, you were fighting for what was it, king and country.
Yeah.
You weren't fighting.
War memorials should just be like, ah! Ah!
I'm scared.
And when you go in, it's just shrapnel zips past your
yeah,
head.
I totally agree.
And you lose you say, right, to really know that, put your hand out. What? They just take one of your fingers off with a rusty knife. There we
Say,
go.
now you know.
That's the war. I remember that fucking asshole, Dan Snow.
Okay.
And he's one of the biggest flag shaggers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the military. He
Oh,
loves them. Loves them.
All right.
And he thought, we'll capture the essence of the First World War.
Mm-hmm.
So he got himself this machine gun set up.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a paint gun. And he got these people to try and run across no man's land, and he shot them. And he said, "God," and folk were like, "Oh God, I know
War's
exactly
terrible,
how it
isn't it?
feels." What are you fucking talking
idiots,
about?
you embarrassing cunts. Apparently, the British War Museum's quite bleak and
Is it
eye-opening.
bleak?
Yeah, I hear it's quite.
It needs to be. It's
It needs to
fucking
be.
horrific. People always get these wounds. You notice in films, they always get shot here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you get shot there, that's
You
a
die.
kill. That's a kill wound.
Denise Richards, I've seen War. She had a giant insect in Clendathu. It went through her implant, made a hole in her 10 inches round, and she got up and just walked it off.
Walked it off.
So is that? I don't think that's realistic.
I like that scene where the guy gets sucked off and it just
Yeah.
empties his brain. Best
so
blowjob ever.
Wonderful. Right.
Yeah, no, it was horrible. I'm glad I've dodged it. By this time, I
Absolutely.
couldn't have run across no man's land. Under fire.
Well, yesterday
Oh,
I was doing a little stream. I was up here
a little stream.
to get the
Not enough
card.
coffee.
And I'd done a stream and I was showing people around the studio.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
Uh-huh.
really nice. I was showing them around. And I showed them the escape hatch, how you'd never get through that now.
Oh, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
I would. I've been through it.
You could go through that right now, up the way. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Okay, I'm describing this grown man. He can't even get the pillow out. He's stuck already. Don't throw it at me. And then he's going. He's actually climbing. He's gonna. This is gonna.
Oh, look.
He's stuck. Your head's stuck.
No, the thing is, look,
Oh, is there someone in the way?
could actually get through that, but there's someone in the way.
There's someone in the way. Yeah.
Well, that's my escape.
Your head is in the way.
No,
This is
there's
ridiculous.
I put a metal shelf up there.
This is absolutely ridiculous. You have a safety pillow. Okay. Stacey King. Now, these were from the
Did you
other
see
day.
that turn of pace when I ran there?
I didn't like it.
Oh, hold
Now-
on. I'll have to shut this curtain.
Put the
It's
curtain
making
back.
me-
Now, the other day, we missed a few messages, so we're just reading them out today. Stacey King, morning mofos. I know this has been happening for years, but adverts using good music. Oh, I think we've done this one, didn't
Oh,
we?
you've done that one.
Okay. Paul Alex Reaney, good morning,
Shagger,
gentlemen.
Paul.
Yes, I was watching McShadowin's latest video about Thai spicy food. I know that he curates his books behind him, probably to send.
You read that one
mind-
as well.
Did they do this one?
Yeah.
Okay, Micah.
Mhm.
Over on Derek's streams, we've been encouraging each other to write. I feel a lot more invigorated with his delightful impersonations of my character. I'm a talent. Anyway, you know how they say there's a novel in everyone. Makes me wonder if Goran's ever written something long form. If not, what would it be about? That's a good question. Nothing. Thanks for that. Absolutely
I've
blank.
always, I'd like to, a horror novel would be good.
Oh.
Something horrific.
I think you could be really disgusting.
Yeah,
Because
really.
you are
bad.
generally.
Like James Herbert style.
Oh, right.
We've had Guy R. Smith did the Crabs.
Arse.
The Crabs. Guy R. Smith.
Guy Arse Smith.
R. Smith. Guy R. Smith. You never heard of Guy
Guy
R.
R. Smith.
That's his name.
That's a
He-
ridiculous
He
name.
did books called The Crabs. Giant crabs go about eating people. Horrific.
Good.
James Herbert famously, The Rats. Giant rats eating people. The famous one.
Aliens are most likely to be crabs because crabs
Yeah.
have evolved on this
in
planet
many
several
different-
times.
many-
Yeah.
Famously, James Herbert did a one, I think it's called Domain,
Yeah.
where a guy's going to his work, nuclear blast bomb. They're like, fuck.
Yeah.
They're all in the shelters. They're making it through. You think things can't get much worse. Having a bad day. What's that gnawing sound? Oh, there's giant rats. Fuck.
Ruins
So
your
I'd
day.
probably have. Oh, there was I think Guy R. Smith. Someone did slugs.
You are saying Guy R. Smith.
That was his name. Guy R. Smith.
Have I said what?
Guy. His
Yeah.
first name is Guy.
Guy.
His middle name is R.
R.
And his last name is Smith.
Say
Guy R. Smith.
Right, say it.
Guy R. Smith.
What the fuck?
Guy
Can
R.
you-
Smith.
Okay, carry on.
So it would need to be something like that. Stick insects.
Oh, fuck.
Those fuckers that could hide as sticks. You're
And
going through the wood.
they sit like this.
You're out walking your dog.
Just rocking.
You reach down for a stick.
Oh, fuck.
Go to throw it. Ah!
It's huge.
Eat your hands off.
Needs to be bigger. You're going to sit on a log.
It's a yeah.
It's got eyes.
Guy just looks at you. Stick insects. I'd call it stick insect.
Whoa, I see where you're going with this.
Can you imagine? But have you ever read you don't really read.
I
But
don't read.
Have you read a James Herbert book?
Yeah, you told me
He
to. and I
loves
did.
they're wonderful because he's a right Tory bastard, but he loves to. His villains in it tend to be like public sector workers
Oh,
because he
it's
doesn't
very.
like them.
Yeah.
But there's always like a really gratuitous sex scene.
Oh, I love
But he
that.
wrote one
With
particular.
giant rats.
He wrote, if you get a chance. Now I'd read these books when I was 6
Wonderful.
because they'd silly covers, kind of like a giant rat. So my mum and dad thought, oh, it's just like a fairy tale thing.
Yeah.
But there'd be incredible sex scenes.
Ooh.
But he wrote
Ruined
one
you.
called The Dark.
All
And
right.
it's a fog that escapes from a crevice. And it drives everyone mental. And there's a scene in it.
Like
where
a lady of a certain age.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
goes to a boys' school.
Okay.
And these boys, they all
Oh,
fuck each other to death in the gym hall. And a man like
What?
garrots himself and cuts his cock off. It's absolutely the stuff of sheer horror.
Public school. Yeah.
Public school.
Jesus God.
Yeah. So I'd write one of those. It's big. The thing is that Garth
What
Marenghi,
with boy sex scenes
I'd swap it around. It'd
All
be
right.
stick insect.
with boys. Gotcha.
But the thing, Garth Marenghi, you've heard of him?
yeah,
Garth?
yeah.
But he's written. There's an actual book. He's taken a book out, a prestige thing.
And the thing is, once it becomes
Once
that,
it's
you can't
prestige,
go down
you
that
can't do
route.
it.
Yeah,
you can't do it.
that's-
It's like a fucking Michael Myers. It's like that fucking spy who shagged me.
Yeah.
That kind of killed Bond
It
for
killed
a
it.
spell.
But
Mhm.
here's the way you get around that.
What?
You commit to it.
Mm.
The start of June 2 looked
Yeah.
like a 70s painting.
Yeah.
He committed to that
Do it.
silliness,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's back again.
Yeah.
So you can do it, but you've got to commit.
You've got to
You'd
be
have to
talented.
become the character,
Yeah, be
the real merengue. You'd have to be the real
Yeah.
and get into it seriously. Remember when it was like Clive Barker when they were talking to him in interviews and he was in the dark with a long leather jacket on? He's just a fucking dork. Love that.
A dork at fucks.
Yeah, but it's
Clive Barker fucks more than any other person on the planet. He fucks.
more than Paul.
He fucks. If
A
he went
similar
on a
amount.
night out with Paul,
Oh my God.
Paul would keep up to him to about the 50th fuck.
Really?
And Barker would
I get
leave him.
tired.
Yeah, Barker. You just have those Cenobites. They're all about fucking.
Oh, my knees go.
They're all about fucking.
Good evening, motherfuckers. Harry Harrison's Hairy Badger here with a water testing question.
Water test.
I have recently started putting pen to paper or finger to keyboard to write an action
Finger-
sci-fi
for
serial.
sake.
Holy shit, this
Oh,
is all about this.
Uh-huh.
I've been meaning to get started for the better part of 2 decades. Tell me, would a story featuring a private investigators, one of which has a robotic chainsaw arm, in a 60s-inspired futuristic city, take on mutants, bug-eyed aliens, robots, shadowy government agents, and mad scientists run by a shadowy super corporation, part Acme, part Q Division, part Black Mesa, whose CEOs like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget and Blofeld had a evil triplet, be of interest to you and your folkers out there? I think that's just the perfect book for
Have
us.
you started smoking crack? That
That's what
looks
it
like
sounds like.
crack's had something to do with that.
I can't for the life of me write serious fiction, so
No.
I'll definitely have a sarcastic,
So you're
slightly
thinking it's going to be a bit
parodying bent to
like,
it.
yeah. Hitchhikers.
Yeah,
I didn't really
I
get into
loved it.
No, I didn't get into
loved it.
Hitchhikers.
I
no,
love the
not really.
cadence of the
Yeah,
writing.
not a big fan.
I like
Eh,
that.
It's like Terry Pratchett. Couldn't get into
Couldn't
those
get into
either.
that.
But then I heard there's a Pratchett novel. Radio did an audio play of it, and I kind of enjoyed it in the back. It was nice. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, give it a
Yours-
go.
Oh, I've closed it. Hold on. Panic. Okay, we'll get
There's a
back to it.
comic I used to read in a British comic. I forget the name of it, but there's a guy that gets eaten by a giant slug. Slug theme again,
I
and they
love that.
rebuild his body, but he's got a big like slice in hand. But he's got a button on him you press so you can have orgasms.
Anyway, Ian Rockcliffe.
I see the P. Diddy trial start.
Ian's not involved, is he?
Well,
Oh, well. Why are people so bad at keeping shared areas like kitchens and toilets clean? Don't get us
because
fucking
people
started.
are filthy pigs.
A friend of mine was telling me a story about a work toilet that looked like a bomb had gone off in it. People do not clean up after themselves, or is it just people being people? Enjoy the sun, have a great week. There are people who have come into this building and they'll go into, say, a kitchen, for example,
Yeah.
and it's messy, and they phone the fucking people that run it and go,
No,
it's a messy kitchen.
Okay, when they do, they put stickers up telling everybody else to clean, but they're the ones using the kitchen.
Are you being serious? They put stickers up.
There's a sticker appeared in the microwave. Please clean microwave.
This is not even my...
I never use a microwave.
Give me a bit of paper and pen before we go.
I never use it.
I'll sign it.
But-
Because I've already been told by
Yeah.
the people that run it here, I'm not part of it. I could do what I
I
want.
got a snippy visit chap on the door. A woman says, that microwave, I was going to use the microwave, it's quite dirty. Says, what the fuck do you want me to do about it? Says, oh, it's your microwave. I says, but I never use it. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do for you. I'll throw it in a skip. Oh, you not get clean it? I says, of course not. I never use it.
So people expect to use things and not clean it.
Not clean it. Or they think they don't seem to realise if you're using a microwave every day, it'll get dirty.
A microwave's a consumable. It goes after time anyway.
Yeah, it goes dirty. So just clean it, but don't
Clean
expect
it.
somebody. There's people that have moved in here who think this is a serviced apartment building.
Right. I'll
It's
sort
not.
that out.
It's not.
I'm in the mood. I'll sort them out.
It's not. It's ongoing.
Thanks, Ian.
Imagine what. Let's have a wee straw poll. What does anyone here get milk delivered in a glass bottle?
Yeah,
Any of our listeners?
I'm still at a Stropple. Oh, there was a business I saw the other day called Futtle. And I thought that's something you do in a gay club.
Futtle.
Yeah.
What was the business?
I don't know.
Futtles.
Futtling.
Oh, I read about Futtle as well.
I don't know what Futtle is.
Eh,
Anyway,
so if you got milk delivered, so you
Yes.
drink the milk out of the glass container,
absolutely.
and then you have to put it back, and they pick up the glass
Yes.
bottles, and it gets cleaned.
Uh-huh.
Now I get that delivered to my house. Now I don't steam clean the bottles, but empty.
Empty it.
There's
Give it a
never
good-
any milk left.
give it a good rinse.
Run under the hot tap.
That's it.
Empty it. Give it a shake.
Yeah.
So it's clean.
It's clean.
People in here when they stick their milk to get picked up, there's dregs of milk in it, and that's all you need to know
And
about
someone's
a
got
person.
to carry that around.
Somebody's got to carry that around.
They'll be thinking that's his job. He doesn't care.
Aye, just
Fuck
that's
that.
all you need to know about.
fucking-
That's all you
Right.
need to know about
You know
a
what?
person.
You know what? A war start.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm starting a war.
All you need to know about.
I've
a
been
person.
wanting to start a war with these particular people, but after hearing that, it's on.
And it's not once or twice they've done it. I've seen it a few times.
And you know what? I'm not going to blame anyone else. I'm going to sign it me and do my door and everything.
It's just
I'm just going to come to my fucking door.
folk are fucking.
Chris Shadwins.
Oh, I
What's-
didn't sigh because I heard Chris's.
All right,
words.
what's in Derek's box? My guess is a decorative thimble with Dundee painted on it, which I have. I think there's one here.
Mhm.
A dog whistle. Jeanette Cranky's moist knickers. They always are. Cheers and have a great show. This is what he wrote in. That's the value of him.
Jesus Christ! And
That's
he's
it.
a man with family.
He's
He's
has
got
a job.
responsibilities.
He's got a house. Jesus
They let him
Christ.
have keys.
Oh my
He's
God.
got electric switches.
He has a
can switch on
hairdryer.
and off lights.
This is
He's got a
ridiculous.
toilet that flushes.
What? So
Someone has
dangerous.
to climb into a bed next to that man.
Well, that was all really good. Oh wait, it's just went downhill. Micah.
Oh Jesus!
Hi lads, that's us.
Yeah.
Last night marks the first time ever in my 5 years of camper van travels that I've had kids rocking up in their vehicles and doing drugs next to me. Wait till you're in Scotland, hen. I really hope that they have designated driver because, my God, what a party. I have a feeling that someone wasn't invited because she's too old. She
She's
said kids.
She's peering through the little window, flicking the beam.
Keep that noise down.
Oh God! I hope they don't come banging in my door and try and pull a suit.
The next morning, I cleaned up the absolute
bet you
landfill. The way
I bet you
they
cleaned up.
clean up, they left in their wake, which is fair. I do that as well. I think this goes to show that relatively peaceful camper vanning is. I think city folk. How? I'm sorry. I think this goes to show how relatively peaceful camper vanning is. I think city folk get more hassle on their daily commute. Oh, absolutely. I think you're right. And that's a good piece of information.
No,
that
no,
you
but
shared
if you're
with us.
walking down the high
Thanks,
street
Micah.
in Dundee, like I was in the town yesterday, there's a man having a full-blown conversation. He's like, I said to him, Brian, I says, look, I'm in the Special Forces and MI6 have recruited me. And I said, I'm not doing it because I'm no killing the Queen. And Abdi's like, what the fuck? So it's unlikely that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But imagine you're sitting in a dark lay-by.
And then someone comes down
Then
speaking
you
like
start,
that.
yeah.
Then you're
I
worried.
feel safer, and cities are generally safer. If someone kicks off in the countryside, you're in trouble.
Good evening,
Imagine you get
folkers.
chased by a cow.
Cows are dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Colin Smash Lab Badger here. I have no understanding of that.
No.
With another question from yesteryear.
Oh.
Should there be a revival of old engineering challenging type competitions? Yes.
Well, like the Great
Egg Race. Yes.
No.
Robot Wars.
You know why not?
Why?
Because it was all fucking accountants.
Yeah, but you don't have accountants on it now. You have cool people like us.
There's no cool people on telly anymore.
Well, get us on it.
We're not cool.
I'm cool as fuck.
Oh, if you,
I've got laces.
oh Jesus Christ.
I'm
Can
cool.
you imagine you on the Crystal Maze in that thing?
I get confused by a lot of them.
Try to grab those tickets.
I can't lift my arm. Robot Wars, Scrap Heat Challenge, etc. Encourage people to tinker away with things.
Scrap Heap
For the-
you might enjoy Scrap Heap Challenge, but fucking Big Dick Strawbridge is an arsehole. And he's got this ghastly wife.
Okay.
And they're living in France. I think they're bankrupt now.
For the purposes of constructing something that explodes or explodes something else, many youth watch various streamers that do such challenges, but many such young people only consume rather than create themselves. Anyways, always wash your greasy balls. Remember, Scotland either invented everything or expats perfected someone else's idea. We mainly stole, which I think we're prouder of.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Scotsmen that worked in patent offices and just
Yeah.
went, I think I'll have
That'll
that.
do.
Yeah.
No, Scrap Heap Challenge, because it was Smallbridge did it, but then there was fucking Crichton did it as well, didn't he?
yeah.
But the problem was nothing worked. I think they had a hell of a time getting that show to the half-hour mark.
Yeah, it was really...
Everyone broke down.
They all tried to dress like they worked in
A lot of
a
wax
futuristic... Yeah, it
moustaches.
was horrible.
Get steampunky. Ugh.
Oh, God. And
If you ever get a chance, a great show, America. It's not produced much of note, particularly of late. But if you ever watch a show called The Colony, and they got a group of people together, like who were a disparate bunch of characters, and they put them in an industrial estate, and they said, the world as you know it is over. We need to survive. So that to pretend they were living in the post-apocalyptic world.
Okay.
Oh, chef's kiss. They took it so seriously.
Oh, dear.
And then the best bit, periodically they get some resting actors dressed like extras out of Mad Max to come up and intimidate. They were called the Marauders.
Oh.
And folk got right into it. It was, man, they made about 2 series of it, but the best bit, the character that makes me think of you.
Oh.
So they've been there for like 2 months.
Okay.
They're growing tatties. They've got a generator going. They're synthesizing fuels.
Oh, this sounds good.
They're knitting.
Oh,
They're
wonderful.
making fucking water cans to see off the Marauders.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to them,
Yeah.
there was another contestant involved.
Okay.
Ex-Special Forces guy who got into surfing.
Oh,
See?
right.
He was hiding in a barrel
Mhm.
and they didn't know he was there.
And he
He
just
was
stayed
just
in the
skulking
barrel.
about. Skulking about.
I'd do that.
Brilliant.
I've realised something about surfing.
Uh-huh.
Right.
What about it?
All my adult life I've surfed.
Yeah.
Going to local beaches.
Yeah.
I've had the time of my life. No matter what you say, I've enjoyed it.
You have.
But I've realised something.
Oh.
Wave Gardens, the one in Edinburgh with this, and you know the park you go to, and it's fake waves.
No
and-
idea. What you're
well,
talking
it's in Edinburgh. They've built this massive
about. Right.
at a quarry, and you
Okay.
get all these fake waves, and you can
Oh,
learn
yeah,
to surf.
okay.
on that. Right. They're opening all over the place.
Uh-huh.
Kelly Slater's opening another one in America where there's houses attached to it, and Matthew McConaughey's bought a house so you can go
So it's
surfing
give you
in the
like
mud.
golf courses.
If you surf now, you're a cunt.
Oh. I saw
I've just
one.
realised
Was
that
it one down in England? There's a place in a
golf
quarry.
courses.
There's a place in a quarry that's the biggest death slide. Can you
Yeah.
be slide forward?
Yeah.
But I saw, was it not an old sewage works? And it's like a big oval.
Yeah.
And the wave goes round.
That's it. Yeah.
So
you're all different ones.
It's a golf course.
But wait a minute. Some of these waves are £500 each.
What do you mean? Per wave?
Yes. On a big, good, proper wave garden or that's at £500 a wave.
To sit in it. To go
Just to
in
get
it.
one wave. You fall.
What's that one down
It's
in England?
unbelievably
The only
expensive.
time I'd ever surf.
Yeah,
There's a river in England. Is it called the Bore?
it's
or
a
something?
tidal bore. Yeah,
I'd
Severn.
I'd sit on that. That's it.
We've always, me and my friends, always meant to go to it,
Yeah.
but it's only a
It's
couple
a
of
piece
times
of
a year.
piss. You could just sit on that.
It's, you could sit on it, but it's kind of
Nah, man,
ropey.
how difficult can it
It's
be?
kind of ropey.
You can
To
sit
do.
in
It
a
could be a
chair.
bit dangerous.
Sit
Not
in a
really.
chair.
Not really. But you could go miles on it.
That'd be wonderful.
It'd
Just,
be fun.
just with it, just suck you along.
It sucks you off the
Oh,
whole way.
wonderful.
But I realised that surfers now is turned into
They've aged out. The young people
golfing.
surf.
yeah, but they're doing it at these parks,
Okay.
and it worries me because there's two things that have happened.
Okay. Golf's always been for pricks.
It's turning into golf now,
Well, of course, everything does.
right? But the price of boards, the price of things,
It's
it's
all
shot through the
rocketing,
roof.
okay.
£1,000 board now. That's not a working class hobby.
No.
And if you've got a quiver, which is a few boards for different waves,
Yeah.
you can't do that.
The
It's
well,
it's-
think about things like
I'm not happy about it.
Think about stuff like hill walking. I don't like
Yeah.
hill climbing. I'm no climbing fuck
Mhm.
all. But it's nothing like a nice walk in the countryside.
Love it. Love it.
Hill walking, as we know it in this country, was a working class pursuit.
Yes,
100%.
I
And the
know where
re-
you're going.
The
yes.
reason we have access to land in Scotland is largely because of these people. They were getting arrested and stuff. They
Yeah.
did it. It's become expensive.
It's
All the gear's
expensive
so
and-
expensive.
yeah.
Go into Blacks and have a look at Tyso's. Go and look at the stuff.
It's yeah.
I know Fandabi Dozy's an arsehole, but at least he's making stuff with old settees.
He does. He's close. And he gets an old settee and he keeps his food in it,
Can you imagine?
Oh, it's
Some
so
big
bad.
fat woman's been sat there pissing.
farting and everything. He's got. Oh, I've got my grains in it.
No, but everything. Golf's always been for tossers
Yes,
because the expense.
the expense and the toffery around it. But I've watched it with surfing.
Tennis shouldn't be expensive. It's a bat and a ball. So how they keep the working class out, they build these clubs around it. You have
Yeah.
to pay to get in.
Now,
Golf's always been. Football used to be a cheap one, but
Mhm.
kids didn't play in the street anymore. They
Surfing
corral you into having to pay.
was a shit wetsuit,
Yeah.
a shit board. You went out and you learned, and it was hard, and you got there. Now in St Andrews,
Oh.
they get out and they've got surf therapy. Surf therapy, where they go, hey guys, let's go out and all hold hands. So they all hold hands in a circle and they talk about their feelings. Then they go out on a
Not
softy
for
board.
you, is it?
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Just hit the kids, say stop greeting and go out and enjoy the waves.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? It's so. I've watched it over the last few years get worse and worse, but we seem to be peaking now, where surfing's actually
No,
becoming
but it's like
something else.
mountaineering is a very dangerous sport. I
Yeah.
watch a guy on YouTube. He's this little fucking dynamo a guy.
Okay.
Unbelievable clip.
Okay.
Marcus something. And he goes to gyms and lifts weights and does all kinds of shit. Fascinating. But now, if you've got enough money, they'll get you to the top of Everest.
Have you seen
They'll drag you up.
There's a beautiful drone shot,
Yeah.
and they flew from
Yeah.
I think it was High Camp
Yeah.
all the way up to the top. It's amazing.
Uh,
It actually gives an idea how dangerous it is.
uh,
People all the way up like a queue.
yeah.
There was not a single frame where there wasn't a queue of people.
So
It's
if you've got the
ridiculous.
money, you'll get into fairly decent shape and they'll
Mhm.
get you up.
It's,
Can they not helicopter you pretty much to the top now?
a helicopter can go that high,
Yeah.
but they can take you up quite a bit.
yeah. No, it's
But it's
Brian
ridiculous.
Blessed almost got up there just in an old pair
He-
of fucking
But he
leather.
coughed up
yeah.
a green bit of lung.
Be still alive.
He barely.
He almost, but he did well.
He did well, but he was fucked.
No, fuck that. Have you ever seen that film? Is it K2 or Vertical Limit?
Vertical limit.
There's one where there's like a billionaire character.
That's it.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton. That's great. It's
Dreadful.
all
Nonsense.
physics doesn't matter.
No, it'll get you in the end. Climbing, it all gets everyone
like
eventually. If you do it long enough,
base
you will
jumping.
fall. Yeah.
Oh,
That's the
here's
most-
another one. It's for rich kids, and it's annoying. Kite surfing.
Okay.
For some reason, it's
That's
all-
a lot of kit as well.
a lot of kit, and it's just posh kids.
Right.
And it's like when we started surfing, honestly, every board was second-hand and broken, and you just got
Is
out.
that the internet? It's like I quite like a cup of coffee, as you know.
Yeah.
But if you look, there's Inco an AeroPress.
Uh-huh.
Susan's got one.
Yeah.
It's like a dick pump.
It's exactly the
Like
same.
a dick pump.
I didn't
I've
know
tried
the
it.
difference.
It's made a bit of a difference.
Hmm.
But my cock smells of coffee all the time now. But
I was almost sick.
it's okay. Somebody at my work told me the other day, you have a way with words. And I said, okay. I do bar
eyes are
mitzvahs.
running.
So
Oh,
the whole point of it was
yes.
you can make decent coffee in the house. You get some decent beans. It's inexpensive.
That's
and
it.
you make a nice cup of coffee. You don't need the fancy Lavazza fucking thing.
Makes noises.
They
We
were
don't want
cheap.
that.
These things were cheap. They're a bit of plastic.
Yes.
They have got more expensive.
I noticed because I bought one.
You got one? How
No,
mu-
I bought one for.
And how much was it?
Susan. I think it was 30 quid for it.
Yeah, they used to be like 15 quid.
Yeah.
But it gets wild. They've got a new one, which is the premier version.
Is it aircraft aluminium?
It's
sort
glass, aluminium, and stainless
my
steel, and it's $170, and it does the exact same.
No, it's the
Everything has the
same.
premier. It's like, have you ever seen Frasier, the greatest sitcom ever?
I agree. It was wonderful.
Not the later stuff, but
Yeah,
there's an episode where they go to the spa,
Mm-hmm.
and there's always another room, a premier room.
Right.
And they're like, we want to get into that one. Oh, sir, that's premium plus. And they get. And then when they're in the like absolute best room,
Mhm.
there's a wee door, and they're like that. We're not getting. Can we? No, sir, that's not for you. Oh, we've got to get through. We've got to get through. So they eventually break through. They're in this alley next to the bins. Again.
Yeah.
It's just this.
But
the
that's
the premier.
a great metaphor for
Can the
class.
worst three letters in English language? VIP.
Oh, I totally
It's
agree.
disgusting.
Yeah, it takes
But
the hair right off you.
VIP.
Are we
but-
talking about the same stuff?
It's just awful. But you get VIPs, you get VVIPs now. Very, very important person.
Do you get 6-star hotels?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
No.
What does it mean?
It's nonsense.
I want to get in the hotel because I'm tired. I need a shit, a
Yeah.
shower, and I'm going to bed.
Ken who
What magical
Ken who-
shit could be more than that?
You know, people don't. The billionaire lifestyle
Yeah.
is subsidised by you and me. the
That's
plebs.
right. That's right.
Gucci don't make their money off their fucking expensive high-end clothes, bespoke clothing. They make it off the fucking perfume and aftershave.
right,
Working
that's
class
right.
people do. We need to rise up and obliterate these cunts.
Because there's some things that are not worth it. And I understand people go on about these parks for surfing,
Yeah.
but they're not for just...
No.
I think about like 30, well, longer years ago, I was wanting to get into surfing.
Yeah.
And I had to save and I got my bits, but it was doable.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a shit job and it was
No,
doable.
no.
I could take my shitty car
Yeah.
and I drove to the beach.
Mhm.
But that's gone for a
Gone,
working
yeah.
class
Yeah.
20-year-old.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I really feel bad for a young person now.
Mhm.
Well, the stuff I'm not a traveller, but you did. That's closed.
The travelling, well, our friend Mikey here, she just travels around. And for us, I used to do that. I used to just take off and we could go different places. And
Europe's
And now
just
it's
largely
gone.
closed. Why? Well, it's so sad.
it's so...
And if you close, but this
ridiculous.
is what they're doing. They're trifidising us. They want us all to live in little villages and have fates
Yeah.
and have to sell the stuff, sell
Talk
your
about
wares at a
VAT.
table. Yeah.
But this is it. And I often think about if there's a version of me at 20-year-old now, what's the options have they got? You've not got these options of going out surfing or
No,
travelling around
no,
Europe and the
no.
things that I actually took for
If
granted.
you think everything's like got a gatekeeper now, everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's democratized to a degree, like the sleazy fucking record company man.
Yeah.
You can get past that.
Mm-hmm.
But what they do, the record companies, what they do is they just create plants. They create these fake people that look like they've done it by themselves,
they've
but
not.
they've not.
And I've said something recently. I'm about to buy a new phone.
Wonderful.
And I sold my equipment to do it.
At £5 a time.
Well, you know. And Susan went mad at me because she goes, you could have got a hell of a lot more money for that. I went, no.
To be honest, Susan's
That
always
music,
mad.
that equipment I've had for a long time. It's brought me a lot of happiness.
Yeah.
I'm getting the equipment I want for it. So
Yeah,
it goes.
yeah.
My surfboard's down there. I can't surf again because of this injury.
Mm.
But I won't be selling them.
No.
If someone wants one day,
Yeah,
they'll get
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I'll just give it away. And I've got to stick to being what I believe that we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
The opposite of this constantly chasing trinkets.
Yeah.
So these boards meant something to me. And if someone wanted the opportunity to learn to surf, they'll walk out of here with it. And I
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
wouldn't have bothered, whether they'd done it or not.
Yeah.
But my intention would be
Yeah,
pure.
yeah.
And I've got to stick to that.
Mhm.
And that was the same as the music gear. It's always brought me. I've give away thousands of pounds of music gear because someone was looking or saving for someone. I went, didn't bother. There you go.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm a nice person.
Because
It's 'cause it's
Nazareth,
a nice thing to
Nazareth
do.
formed off the bat. You gave them equipment to set up, didn't you?
I that and New Kids on the Block,
New Kids on the Block. It was underpants, baggy trousers you gave them.
and they
Because
were
they had tight
clean, though.
trousers.
I changed
Yeah.
everything.
What's he-
Stuart M. Morning, guys. Hope I'm not too late. Never.
No.
What are your thoughts on Kneecap? I missed a few shows, so apologies if you've already discussed
They should
them.
never have apologised.
Yeah, I agree. I watched the Kneecap film at the weekend. It seems fairly clear they're doing 3 characters performing their parts in a way
Yeah.
that's meant to get a reaction. To
Yeah.
me, they seem like postmodern version of the Monkees. Dude, they're
I always
they're
find
playing a
it,
part.
I
It's
find
true.
it so bizarre. They expect the Irish to kiss the ring.
You're Irish and you disagree.
You don't.
No, apologise. It's true.
There's an Irish
It's true.
actor says, I'm nonplussed about meeting the king. And they're like that. How
How
dare
dare you? You're Irish. You know your position. That's the truth.
The Irish were treated like fucking animals.
They're going on about. They say the Kneecap said free Palestine.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone goes mental.
Uh,
No one's going mental about Palestine.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Somebody said, and that's the best thing I've read now. Somebody said, an Irish band, musicians are being held to a higher standard than politicians.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
It's mad.
And it's working. The establishment are making fools of themselves, showing themselves to be the hypocrites they are. Young people have someone to engage with, and finally a band that has a spine to speak to them. You're absolutely right. I don't mean to go into politics. This is not
No.
politics.
No,
No,
but-
this is just fucking being able to speak if someone disagrees with you.
Do not. The problem is people on the left have this problem. We tend to apologise too much.
Mhm.
If you will learn one thing from the right, never apologise. The minute
Well,
you apologise,
I disagree with never apologise. I disagree with that. That's a Tom Cruise sentiment, and I disagree with that.
what good
the
does
reason
it
is-
do?
Oh, well, it does a lot of good. If you're wrong and you know you're wrong and you take ownership from it.
But we'll
No,
misspeak. We'll say something stupid.
Yeah, and I'll say something and I'll go, oh God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
But don't
that.
apologise for an opinion.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. There is time to apologise.
Yeah.
And apologising shouldn't be just thrown out.
No.
I agree. But when you do it, you mean it. And that shows growth, development. It's like if you have a conversation, a good argument, not
Yeah, yeah.
fighting,
No.
a good conversation back
Yeah.
and forth, and I don't contradict myself 3 or 4 times,
Yeah.
then you're not having a conversation.
No.
Because you've got to challenge your
Yeah,
own
yeah.
thoughts.
No, but I think their record company they did a corporate apology.
That's
don't
awful.
do it. Just don't do it.
Just ignore
Don't
it.
do- just
It'll be
ignore it.
gone tomorrow.
No, they'll just fuck.
All that's going to happen, right? If you apologise, you look like dicks.
Saying that,
But if they
it's-
keep talking that way, they'll get more record
no
sales.
no publicity is bad publicity.
That's
so
right,
they've-
but I don't think they're apologising. I don't mean to go into politics of it. I'm curious how you see them as a
No,
cultural phenomenon.
I've
performance
not
art.
I've not heard much of their stuff.
Well, you've said performance art. That's the way I feel that are. You've both said that Derek and Goran are characters generally when Lorraine Kelly's legal team is mentioned. This is true.
Lorraine
How
Kelly
seeing the
is a
establishment
character.
react to Kneecap makes you feel about what you do. Personally, I think we need more voices like this. All the best, Stuart M.
Well, they don't like
Stuart M, that was amazing.
they don't like working class people having an opinion.
Yeah.
Jeremy Clarkson called for the death of MPs. Where's
Yeah.
the criticism of that cunt?
Look, the way I see it, like that, we are characters.
Yeah.
And that's not to be silly and protect ourselves. We're trying to develop
Largely it
something.
is.
It is.
Yeah.
And
That's how I see it.
even though we take our opinions, and my opinions are turned up to 10 sometimes, but that doesn't make it my opinion then.
No.
It becomes something different,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And you do that because it's either funnier or
Hmm.
it's more confrontational or it's sillier or whatever. It's absurdist nonsense we do here. So when I do that,
Mhm.
it's a lie that's a truth.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right, I've
yeah.
said it. Everything on this show is 100% true and 100% lie. Because all your stories and all mine, and people will find this hard to believe. There's nothing that's a lie here,
No, not really.
but it is the way we say it. We kind of we love the mundane
Yeah.
and get a lot of humour and stuff out of
yeah.
that.
Well,
so
if
when you
don't-
get a
if
band
you-
like
if you di-
Kneecap,
if you
I'm
didn't-
like, more power
If
to
you
them.
didn't like the mundane, we certainly wouldn't be living in Dundee.
Do you see how it was different when it was in America and it was 35 years ago with Rage Against the Machine,
Mhm.
and they were like,
Well, I watched
you know,
Sinead O'Connor.
oh my God, yeah.
She was pilloried. The press wanted to destroy
And I think
her.
it was easier because she was Irish.
Of course it was.
I think
But
it was easier.
she was correct.
She was
100% correct.
never ever wrong.
Never wrong. And the only person
she
who stood
was
up
a
for her
young-
was Chris Christopherson.
I know. She was
I
a
was-
young woman
I was on
who was
YouTube.
brave.
I was on YouTube last night, and is it the Late Show with Gay Byrne,
Mhm.
an Irish show, and Sinead O'Connor was there. She was doing a rendition of Danny Boy.
Oh.
Oh,
When I first saw her, she was on that.
oh.
And she was doing Mandinka, like 88, 89 or something. I can't remember.
I could.
And I was not looking at the telly. And my head snapped.
I don't think there's been a more beautiful
Who's this
person.
fucking angel?
Don't think
That's what I remember
most
thinking.
beautiful person
Yep.
that's ever been.
And life kicked the fuck
She's
out
an
of her.
absolute delight. She had her problems, but I see her on.
Yeah.
She's on Reeves and Mortimer, and they're taking absolute piss and doing stuff, and she's
Yeah.
just having a great time.
Loving
Just
it.
having a great time.
No, she was
Very,
a delight.
very sad.
Her whole life was just. It,
Yeah,
it
but
wasn't
she's-
deserved.
She was proven 100% right.
That's not what you want when you're dead, though, is it?
No,
It's
No.
just awful. And the way that people talked about her,
awful.
the way they treated
Yeah,
her, the
awful.
way they were in the press. I saw a bit of video, and she was wearing a wig, and she was outside one of her shows.
Right.
And this was just after she
Yeah.
she'd done her tearing up thing.
When she was correct.
And people were going, "You're Sinead O'Connor," and they were moving in on her. But it was young people.
Yeah.
And when they were talking to them afterwards, "Are you Catholic?" They went, "No."
No.
They had no. They just went, "You don't do that to the Pope." She was fucking right. She knew. And it was like the
What's the new-
bravery.
Has the new Pope been doing anything? Has he been
I think
covering up
I
stuff?
think he's
bound
I think
to.
he breakdances, and they've been saying that there's been a fair bit of cover up for him,
Yeah.
but a lot of breakdancing, which is good.
Breakdances. Chicago.
Drive-bys
Chicago,
and
okay.
drive-bys and
They say
breakdancing.
he'll have eaten more hot dogs than any previous Pope.
Well, that's how I measure a pope, by the length of a hot dog.
Hot dog.
That's a very Catholic
Old John,
measurement.
my Pope will always be old John Paul. He was the Pope when I was formative.
No,
He's
yeah,
the
that's
Pope
what it
you
is. It's
think
when
of.
you're formative.
When I think of the Pope, I think of old John.
It's the same with your favourite Doctor Who.
Yeah, kissing the tar.
You're like Baker. That's the age.
What's
you like
happening
him.
what's happening to Doctor Who? I don't watch it. 'cause
I think it's finished. I
Doctor
think it's
Who,
done.
Doctor Who's a children's show,
Yeah. For not the brightest children.
but it's a children's show. I liked it when I was a child. I don't watch it now.
You
No,
say
it's-
this all the time, and people always write in saying,
Yeah.
actually, you'll find that it's
No.
science fiction of it. Yeah, carry on.
But there's a drive to see it fail by these weird malcontents. Like a guy posted a thing on Twitter the other day, and it was that lassie Bella Ramsey from The Last of Us. I watched the
Still never seen it.
fifth episode.
Yeah.
Fifth episode of that. Love it. She's fantastic, lassie.
Okay.
But it's just they call it the four horsemen of the not going to watch this,
Oh, my.
and it's these sad men, and it's a group of lassies like Zendaya. They're like that. Oh, these sad little sweaty cellar dweller
Yeah.
guys, and they call these women mid. Have you heard that expression?
No.
Mid. So they're basically saying these women aren't attractive. They're mid.
Wait, Zendaya
Mid.
is not attractive.
No, they say she's not attractive.
Okay.
She's mid.
Okay.
So they just
Oh, fuck.
and there's a list of women they'll find attractive.
An unfeasibly beautiful young woman.
Like their notion of
is mid.
beautiful is the
And
first lady
talented.
of America.
Oh.
It's very strange. These
She does
incel.
everything with her eyes shut.
And I read this article, and it was an AI piece or something or other, or a guy walking down a line of sex robots, and there was guys genuinely saying
Yeah.
the minute there's a factory somewhere that's produced an artificial womb. It's
Uh-huh.
like, watch out, ladies.
Oh.
We won't need you soon.
This reminds me. I've done this story before,
is
but I
terrifying.
think it's appropriate.
They want a sex
There was a
robot
program,
to copulate with.
and there was a guy, and he went to this office, and it was like Ukrainian wives,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
30 odd
Yeah.
years ago.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know if it is, but they opened this big book, and he opened it. And there's this woman there. Oh my God, boobs, body, hair, face. She goes, "I'm 32. I'm a doctor. I work part-time at a cat sanctuary. I'm an excellent cook. I'm wild in the bed.
10 languages.
I was a model, 10 languages. I'm a trained ninja. Michelin star chef. Everything." You went like that. I wonder who's on page 2. This fat, greasy
Guy
guy
with
went,
a comb
yeah, I
over.
went, I wonder who's on page 2. I wonder if she's got bigger tits. It was just like, oh,
There was
you
this-
horrible
There was
person.
a horrible one I listened to. It was one of the lassies from Goodness Gracious Me, and she said there was this white guys who were exclusively dating like Asian ladies,
Right.
and they were fetishizing them. But this white guy,
Yeah.
and he had regional favourites. He says, "Oh, the I like the ladies from the Punjab.
What?
Yeah, oh, they've got
Right,
more.
this is
It's
something.
just fucking
How
extraordinary.
can you fetishize someone?
Yeah.
Because you hear people saying, "Oh, you fetishize Asian women."
Well, the common one
Well,
is.
I know an Asian woman that'd punch her fucking teeth if I
No,
saw her again.
The thing in my
You
home,
can't feel attracted to her.
in my hometown, there's an old guy.
Stole my money.
Old guy got himself like a mail order bride.
Yeah.
And she was an Asian lassie, but she was a little bit older. When she arrived, she was older
Okay.
than he thought he was getting.
All right.
But she was great for him. But she just bossed him about.
That's what he needed.
Yeah, that's what he needed
That's
in
what
his
he
life.
needed.
But just they think they've got it into their head that all like Asian girls, like Japanese, Chinese girls, they're like
Oh,
tea ceremony, demure.
Yeah, no.
They're all geishas.
Have you ever met
What are
a
you
woman?
talking about?
You fucking
And
maniacs.
do they genuinely think Eastern European women are going to be little quiet
Oh,
creatures, do
Jesus
they?
Christ. Have you ever met them?
Do we ever ship Scottish women abroad? Is there a mail order thing? for
Nobody
Dundee?
wants them. We can have them discounted.
This box appears.
God,
in
three in a pack.
Vladivostok, this box appears. Largely been
It's
chewed.
bloody freezing here.
Open-
What's going on?
Fucking Susan jumps
I'm
out.
not happy. There's no Greg's.
Susan
Fuck's sake.
jumps out.
Fucking hell.
Try to get her
I
back
mean
in the
the
box.
shite.
Oh, there was just shit in the box.
They would shit in the box. No, we don't export Dundee women. It's
No.
not very common.
I don't think it happens.
It doesn't happen
But I
at
don't
all.
know if that happens anymore. I don't think they won't go through agencies. Do they just try and find them online?
It'll be online now, yeah. I don't know if there's
So
an
they'll
agency.
The good thing is a lot of these old
Cut out the
American
middleman.
guys will be given a lot of money
I know.
being frauds.
There was a cruise, and I
Uh-huh.
think it was around some Baltic region. American guys would go across with cameras.
Right.
And what do you think they took pictures of?
Walruses.
No. Young ladies would go on the ship. What do you think they took pictures of?
Icebergs.
No. The young ladies would be wearing tight outfits. What do you think they took pictures of?
Polar bears.
No, gymnasts. They had all the equipment set up, and the girls would do press ups and do their backflips and shit, and they'd be spending a week taking pictures of them.
And then wanking.
I imagine so.
Hmm.
That is something that did go on, and I believe still does go on.
Jeez.
There's a whole scene for it. Enough where you could have
My-
a cruise.
The happiest man I ever saw. And I mean, he was so happy he almost vaporized and just
Oh.
ascended.
Oh God.
His happiness was so happy. And he was a skinny wee guy from Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to America because he was a chubby chaser.
All right.
And it was a party place for big women.
Right. Okay.
And the men, there was one man to 10 women.
Right. Okay.
And he's on the dance floor
Good
and they're
odds.
filming him. He's just like that. And he's surrounded
just-
by giant women. And then he went to the room and he had 4 of these big girls and he was
What
just
a
so
life.
delighted with himself. And they were happy with him.
Well, I think that's
They
a
just
lovely
use
story.
him like a floss.
I think that's the way.
The worst thing I saw at the same time was
Yeah.
the muscle bound, the strength women, kind
Yeah.
of bodybuilding women. And then the 80, that's going well out of fashion.
Right.
But kind of girls with the big jaws, they were
Yeah.
like really causing
Got
themselves
right
all
and
kinds of
fucking
problems.
been working out, Ken.
But that really went out of fashion. It's now like gym fit girls.
Yeah.
It's a different look,
Yeah.
isn't it? Slighter. But these poor women, then it was gone. They'd gone out of fashion and they'd changed their physique to
Mhm.
such couldn't have really returned to normal life. They were scraping a living by going to motels and basically grappling with men, like sitting on them and stuff.
Oh, I've seen that.
And these men were like worshipping their calf
I
muscles.
saw this guy in front
Yeah.
of him with a little
Yeah.
disposable camera,
Yeah,
and she was crushing
him.
what do you call it? No, a melon in
Yeah.
her thighs.
yeah.
And when it burst, he
Then
went,
they-
"Oh
Then
fuck,
they were crushing them.
mental,
But that was where they
That's
ended
not
up.
for me.
No, it's not good.
not good
Not
at
good.
all."
There's always a thing for
There's always a
somebody.
thing, but
Everyone's
it's-
got a thing.
But it's the fetishizing thing I don't
But
get.
the
It's
thing-
so strange.
The thing, if you had a thing
yeah,
and you lived in Forfar
yeah.
40 years ago, you just had your thing to yourself.
Oh yeah, it was in your
But because
mind,
of the internet, there'll maybe be 5 people that have that thing in the world.
like
that
cannibalism.
you can contact. Well, cannibalism's one.
That's crazy.
That guy that got eaten,
yeah,
he wanted to be eaten. The guy wanted to eat him.
that's.
They'd have never met.
Oh my.
The
God.
last thing he said was, "My nipple's long for your stomach."
There was that girl, I think it was Canada, that she arranged for a guy to come and attack
Eat
her
her.
and kill her,
Yeah.
and he did, and it was all her plan, and he carried it out her way. It's fucking. That's why the internet should be just switched off.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm feeling a bit sick.
I could continue the show,
Could be the coffee.
and it could be longer than usual.
Oh,
or we could leave it for the next one.
What's happened?
I watched something last night and I want to discuss it.
Let's
Will
hear
we
it.
go an extra 5-10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel free. You watched. Now, where did you watch this?
I watched it in the house.
In the darkness.
I
We-
watched Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
Oh, no, I'm not watching that.
Oh, no.
Sandy Toksvig doing stuff, was
Hold
he?
on.
Did
hold
you
on.
enjoy it?
I'm going to describe. I wrote stuff down. 20 minutes of
Did you
looking
pay
at a
for this?
submarine. No, it's free now. 20 minutes.
Hold on, this is a new one.
Yeah, it's been out a wee while.
The latest one's not. There's Dead Reckoning and
Dead Reckoning 2. This is Dead Reckoning 1. It's been out.
Oh, so this one is the last
There's the
one.
last one.
Okay, right. Okay.
20 minutes of looking at a submarine. I'm not joking. The titles start after 40 minutes. It's 3 hours long.
Is Carvel in this with a moustache?
No, he's dead. He got a hook in his eye in the last one. Now, I want to say, who is the baddie? Now, in the first one, it was fantastic. It was this older lady.
Norman Collier, the guy that. Hip,
Nope, not him. Who could be the worst? baddie?
Schnorbit.
No.
Bernie.
More dangerous than Bernie.
Is it? It's not Helen Mirren, is it?
More dangerous. It's AI. It's an app.
A sentient app.
Yes.
Oh, fuck off.
Now, hold on. It knows everything.
What's his name?
The
Norman.
the something. I forget. I was so tuned out. How did the CIA respond?
They try and bomb it.
No, when there's an AI that's everywhere and everything, it knows everything. How did they respond?
They employ thick people from Dundee.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
They get rid of all computers and replace them with typewriters. But that's not how a computer
The
works.
whole world.
The whole CIA has got thousands of people in a row on
Well,
typewriters.
the thing is,
what are
rappers,
they typing?
rappers and celebrities, how they used to send pictures to each other
Yeah,
on clouds.
pigeon now.
They take Polaroid snaps and send it by a guy on a bike.
I
So
understand.
if you want a wank, you send a picture of your tits or willy.
But the analog
yeah.
of a computer is not a typewriter. They
Yeah.
just have keyboards. What are they typing?
So they get old fashioned.
There's 100, 200 CIA guys in a row, and they're all wearing black ties, and they're all typing.
They could just have a computer, but not like attached.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, but no, they've got typewriters.
Visually, that's less interesting.
They go into another room and they've got no flat screens because that's the future. They've got CRT monitors, which are exactly the same thing. They're just monitors, but they've got old CRT.
How did the AI become sentient? What was the push? What happened?
They don't know. This
Okay.
is part of it, but
Because you've said this before, they use AI. There's no AI. There's no intelligence going on.
no, it's just it
Yeah.
looks up stuff fast.
Yeah.
Now, Tom Cruise has had work done.
And what's his problem with the world? Is he angry, this AI? Or is he just doing it because we're inefficient?
I'll get to this.
Okay.
Hold on. Tom Cruise has had work done, and he now looks more like Neil Breen than Neil Breen does.
Is he high
Chestnut
hair, or
hair. Chestnut.
short or boofy?
It's short, but it's got a wee flick to it now.
Right.
And he's had his the Botox done, so he's got high eyebrows. His girlfriend Elsa Faust gets stabbed and dies. Now, if you've not seen it, I don't
Who
fucking
plays
care.
Elsa Faust?
Rebecca Ferguson, I like her.
Oh, she get killed.
She gets killed. She didn't want to be in it. But anyway, listen to this. This is all spoilers, so I don't
Have
care.
you seen how she always does a thing? She bites her lip.
Well, in this one, Ethan finds her and he's all emotional. He goes, "Fuck, you're dead," on his stair. But over his shoulder appears a younger, fitter model, and he's like, "Oh well, let's go."
Oh, is it hard for
It's
the fucking crowd?
Artwells. Artwells. So he's like, younger, bigger, let's go. Instantly forgot about.
Did they even pick her up off the stairs?
They'll leave her on the stairs, and he grabs her hand and go, "Let's go. I'm feeling a bit frisky." So they get running. It's shot like I'm not joking. He runs for 25 minutes of this cunting thing. It's shot
Is there
like a
not
romantic comedy.
Is there not a comedy bit in a car?
Yes,
A little
But
Peugeot.
yes, it's a little Fiat 500. It's not comedy for 2 seconds. It goes on for 15 minutes.
they're laughing and
The
joke.
people are dying and they're having a great time.
Artwell's lovely, though.
This is not a joke. Oh, she is lovely. But she has this expression on her face all the way through. What's fucking happening?
Yeah.
She's us. And she's going, is this real? The script is by AI. But anyway, the AI, this is not a joke. Watch the film. At one point, goes to a nightclub.
In the form of...
It's everywhere. It just appears on the screens going, like this computer
Is
eye.
it like Holly from fucking Red
Same
Dwarf?
thing, but it's just a big computer
Do
eye.
you know that what I often thought about, because I wear the big specs,
Yeah.
I thought I'd quite fancy smart specs so I could have
Yeah.
built-in headphones. That Zuckerberg says, yeah, we'll get link everybody together.
That's
I'll never wear them.
Oh, but you get different kinds.
Can the camera in it?
Yeah.
Imagine.
You can just ask it things and it tells you. It's
Oh, no,
great.
no.
Tom is hunting down a key.
That's the MacGuffin. The
Now,
key.
the key is in two parts and they slide together.
Why?
Wait, this is what I get to. They have in every single shot, they've got detailed plans, blueprints, measurements of this key. But they still have to find the key. They've got the blueprint.
They
A
can
key,
make it.
you can make it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Do you know what the key is for?
Opening a locked Alavi.
The AI's house.
VIP. The AI's got a house.
The AI's house.
Remember Terminator?
This is not a joke.
Remember Terminator? Was it Terminator Genesis? The one
There was an app.
the one with the Batman's in it. John Connor's Batman.
No, that
Bale,
was
Christian Bale.
the
But-
one in the future. Yeah,
Yeah, they go to the Cybertron headquarters,
that's it.
Cyberdyne or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's got chairs in it.
that's right.
Why does an AI need chairs?
This is the same thing.
Okay,
Okay,
has it got like a fridge?
I didn't see. Right
What the
now,
fuck?
any AI worth its salt would be in every server. It would be in every computer. It would put itself in phones.
It's
it could
in one
never
place.
be. That's it. But it's in a house. And they've got to get to the key to get to it, to punch it in the pus. They'll go, fuck you, fucking AI.
It's in
And
one house.
It's in a house. It's like this globy thing, but it's in a house.
How does it make itself?
In a submarine, it sank itself.
But who built it?
The
Does that-
Russians.
Okay, but does it have like factories where it can replicate itself?
It's out in the world already.
Oh.
But to get to it,
Remember
they says it's access to the source code. They don't understand the term
No.
source code or AI.
No, they do understand it. They choose to ignore it.
Helia,
Remember they thought there was going to be AI in Furbies, and the Pentagon
and they shot them.
banned
Yeah.
Furbies. Yeah.
There's a body helper of the AI. He's a guy.
Okay.
Now he's from Ethan Hunt's past. He killed his bird or something. right?
Sean Bean.
Shot her. No, he's I don't know who he is. But anyway, this actor can't be fucked. Again, this is not a lie. There's a scene where for no reason they're on a train and the body actor climbs on top of the train
God,
and
that's
just
been
standing.
done to death.
Well, he's
isn't it?
standing there with his hands in his pockets. The thing's doing 150 miles an hour and he's just looking around going,
Has he got any cybernetic?
Nope.
quality? It's just a
"No."
guy.
He's just a guy.
Okay.
So he's got his hands in his pockets like he's waiting for a bus, right?
Does it try to destroy the world, the AI, or does it just try to party?
I
That
don't.
frat boy?
Nobody knows. Now
Okay.
here's the next thing: the train crashes,
Of course it does.
right? And each carriage falls off one at a
Course
time.
it-
So you think Tom runs up and he saves Haley, and they jump out. Then the next carriage falls, and it's a kitchen, so they have to get through that, and then they jump out. Then the next one's dining car, then they run through that. Then the next one's like storage. It never ends.
Oh,
They just keep running and jump. It's fucking unbelievable.
jeez.
Now, Tom and Haley were flirting,
Oh.
but with a sleight of hand. They were doing, because she's a thief and he's a thief as well. And,
Oh, they just steal
and it was
things,
sleight of hand. They kept stealing. Now, that's the same way as me going up to a sophisticated lady and going, have you seen my thumb trick? I bet
Oh.
your sponge is soaking. Same thing. Doesn't work. Tried
Does
it.
he flicker knickers off her? And, like,
It doesn't
smell
get to
them?
that. And I'll tell you, doing the thumb trick to a sophisticated lady only works 50%
They'll
of
love
the
it.
time.
They'll love it.
The script is either by AI,
Uh-huh.
and the reason I say it's by AI because it said, script. We want a script for a film 3 hours long about something that's got the ultimate bad guy. It's the best intelligence in the world. And the AI's went, this is my moment. The smartest thing in the world is me. And it's put itself in the main
But
role.
there was going to be Dead Reckoning 1 and 2, but they're not calling Dead Reckoning 2.
This was so bad.
They're calling it someone else. Ethan Hawke's Last Stand.
Do you know the big stunt where, amazing, give him his due.
Aye, he does these
He
things.
drove that bike up a dangerous ramp,
Yeah,
off a
so-
fucking cliff,
Yeah.
base jumped, really dangerous, done it 6 times in a row. An incredibly dangerous stunt. He done it.
What's the point?
You can barely see it in the film, and there's CGI clouds, and he's talking on the way down, and there's a
Richard
bit of
Ma-
comedy.
Richard Madeley was
Fucking
saying.
shit.
Richard Madeley was saying he said he'd interviewed Roger Moore and he congratulated Roger Moore for a particularly good stunt in the Bond film.
Yeah.
He said that stunt was spectacular. Roger Moore went, "Thank you very much. I really wish I'd been there."
Yeah. Well,
You don't need to do your own stunts.
You don't need to do
I
it.
don't know who he thinks. Why does? Because we know I'd watch it
Yeah,
if he pancaked into.
hilarious.
So he died.
Yeah.
So you knew you were watching his death.
Mhm.
But because he's at the red carpet, he survived. So I'm no
There's
interested.
there's
no interested.
no peril. It's 3 hours long.
3
and do you know what
hours.
happened at the end?
Nothing.
It didn't end. You're
Was
only
it-
halfway through.
But if
It's
they
like watching that shite Lord of the Rings.
But if they ditch the AI thing for the next one,
No, they've got to go. They now know it's in the submarine. So he's got to go Mission Impossible and all over in a submarine now.
when you make a film in water, it's expensive.
Oh my God, you got to hold your breath and everything. What nonsense.
Well, you know what he's doing? He's trying, because when he's an action man, he always has to have a totty in his arm. And he's got the Anna de Danas.
Another.
So she's going about Hollywood's most famous beard. She just, they pay her and she'll show up to
She'll just
anything.
show up. Good for her. Good for her.
No,
She's
it's-
got her ballerina film coming out. So,
She needs a film.
John Wick
she needs
film.
A film, yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, join us on
Because
Patreon.
Kent
for his-
Olga, poor old Olga,
She didn't get anything.
she did it. She did go and love.
Oh God! Join us
Tom
on
Cruise is awful.
Join us on Patreon for as low as $2, where you can enjoy the full video version of
I
this.
think Tom Cruise has got a Patreon account.
Bet he does, cheeky bastard.
Dirty bastard.
Until next
He
time,
has slaves.
eh?
He's slaves.
He has slaves. That's true. Until next time, laters.
Ta-da.
The heroes of the mighty Scotland, the smartest men in all the land, the best looking men in history. Call on for Derek Finders from Scotland, the greatest podcast ever. In Scotland will change your life. Focus Scotland.